You wake up, and your body feels twice as heavy as it did yesterday. Your legs strain, your chest tightens, and every object around you presses harder against the floor. Cars drag across the streets, buildings groan under their own weight. The world begins bending in ways it was never designed to survive. Gravity hasn't failed. It just doubled. You feel it the moment you open your eyes. Your arms feel heavy, and your chest sinks deeper into the mattress, as if something invisible has tightened around your entire body. Standing up feels like lifting a weight you were never prepared for. Something is pressing down on you harder, stronger, heavier than anything you've ever felt. That something is gravity. And overnight it doubled. You push yourself upright, but everything feels wrong. Your legs tremble under the unfamiliar load, and your breathing slows as your chest works harder to pull in each breath. The floor beneath you drags at your feet like thick, invisible mud. Even a few steps feel like crossing a room underwater. Outside, the world reacts instantly. Cars sink lower into their suspensions as tires compress deep into the pavement. Street signs tilt as their poles strain under the new weight. Birds flap desperately but barely lift off the ground, their instincts failing against physics that no longer work. People walk slowly, leaning forward with each deliberate step. Not from panic, but because the entire world has suddenly become heavier. Every object, every wall, tree, and brick now weighs twice as much as it did yesterday. The planet feels familiar yet impossibly dense. Buildings begin to creak under the sudden pressure. Bridges flex under loads they were never engineered to handle. Elevators slow down as motors strain to lift the same number of people. Inside homes, shelves bow slightly and tables groan as if they're aging years and minutes. Appliances press deeper into the floor, leaving marks that weren't there the night before. Even the air feels tense, as though the entire planet is holding itself together by force. Then, the environment begins to change. Rivers flow more slowly because water sinks harder under doubled gravity. Waves collapse sooner as their upward momentum dies quickly. Clouds hang lower because rising warm air isn't strong enough to lift moisture like before. The human body adapts, but painfully slowly. Your heart works overtime to push blood upward against the increased pull. Your lungs expand with effort, fighting the extra pressure with each breath. Muscles fatigue quickly even during simple movements. It feels like wearing a full suit of heavy armor despite wearing nothing different. Animals, too, respond in strange ways as their bodies fight the new world. Cats and dogs move cautiously, lowering their bodies to the ground. Larger animals like horses struggle with their own mass as if the earth beneath them has turned hostile. Birds avoid flying entirely and rely on hopping instead. Even insects crawl lower as their tiny legs adjust to the sudden force around them. But the most dramatic change happens underground. Earth's crust pushes down harder into the mantle, compressing it like a tightened spring. Pressure builds in areas already unstable. Fault lines shift slightly, causing small tremors that feel more like warnings than disasters. The planet feels heavier even though it hasn't gained a single gram. Gravity has simply doubled, squeezing everything tighter. Ocean tides weaken as the moon's pull becomes less effective. Coastlines shift subtly as water settles differently across the planet. Weather changes quickly and quietly. Rain falls faster and thunderclouds build more slowly. Wind patterns shift because warm air can't rise as high anymore. Some regions grow hotter as heat gets trapped near the ground, but the most surprising part is how quickly humans adapt. By the second day, people walk slowly but steadily. By the third day, muscles begin adjusting to the new load. Your body becomes more grounded literally and biologically. You feel heavier, but strangely stable. Gravity doubling doesn't destroy the world, it reshapes it. Cities redesign infrastructure and reinforce vehicles. Sports change forever, as movement becomes a different skill entirely. Airplanes need longer runways as lift becomes harder to generate. The human body becomes stronger, not by choice, but by survival. Earth wouldn't end in a day, and life wouldn't vanish overnight. But every breath, every step, and every motion would feel like lifting the weight of a second world. And as you adjust to the heavier planet beneath your feet, one quiet thought remains. If gravity can double once, what happens if it doesn't stop there? For more catastrophic physics scenarios, hit subscribe. And tell me, what extreme event should PhysiXor break down next?